history is super cool because like, okay, in China, there was this girl who she was really strong-minded and stuff, and she was being kind of forced by her family to try to find a husband, right? So she tries, but she offends the matchmaker, so that doesn't work out. Her dad gets a letter from China saying, hey, we need you for the war against the Huns, which was ridiculous because he was injured, you know? He was using a cane to walk and everything from his previous wars, and his daughter stole his scroll, cuts her hair short, gets a dragon from her ancestors, and goes to war pretending to be her father's son. She doesn't have a brother. She becomes one of the greatest warriors that they have. And she starts to fall in love with the general, but who can blame her? Because the drawings of him in the textbooks are like, whoo, boom, finds out she's a woman. And the general's like, whoa, what? And then boom, he has no time to react because the Huns are attacking a town nearby. Then the emperor, he's holding this whole thing like, yay, we defeated them, no more war, all peace. Psych. That night, the Huns try to assassinate him and Mulan springs into action. She takes out a sword and defeats the Huns, thus saving all of China. There's this other thing that happened in Germany. This girl who her dad had died. And he was like super sick, but he was super rich. So then he had married this woman who became her stepmother. They treated her terribly. They made her cook and clean. She didn't have new clothes. And they ended up naming her Cinderella because she was always by the cinder blocks and had soot all over her face. Then she started talking to the mice because like she didn't have any friends, and they would help her make clothes. I don't know how mice were able to do that, but like anything's possible in Germany. The mom gets a letter from the castle saying, hey, the prince is having a hard time finding a wife. So why don't you bring your daughters over there and see what happens to this ball? And Cinderella's like, can I go? And her mom's like, no, makes her stay. Then Cinderella sees a fairy godmother, gets her a gown, gets her a pumpkin made into a carriage, gets her horses, gets her coachman, the whole 9 yards. She goes to the ball, meets the prince. They're like, wow, I love you. But midnight strikes. So she runs, loses a glass slipper that the fairy godmother gave her, and goes all the way home, back into her drab clothes, up into the attic alone. He scours the entire kingdom looking for her. Crazy. Apparently, a lot of people there had really big feet in the kingdom. So when he finally got to her last house, they found each other and lived happily ever after. Boom. Then one of my favorite stories happens in Norway, where there are these two sister princesses. Their parents had died, and they found out when Elsa was little that she had ice powers. You know how it always snows in Norway? That's why. And she accidentally one night had hurt her sister, so they had to call in these rock trolls. And these rock trolls had helped her sister at first. Then her sister was like, Anna, we can't be around each other because I might hurt you. And then she has to open up the gates when it's her coronation day. And Anna's so excited. She's like, I'm gonna meet my one true love. Has a whole dance number that's recorded down in the textbooks. And apparently like she loves chocolate. Meets a guy named Hans. He turns out to be not so nice. And Elsa loses control of her powers again because she got a little emotional and has to run away. They separate. Anna meets an ice maker, a moose, and a talking snowman on the adventure to try and find her sister to bring her home to be queen, right? And then when they finally find her sister, she gets scared again, accidentally hurts Anna. Anna has ice in her heart now. They try so hard to get Anna back on time because she had gotten hurt again. And when they finally do, the sisters finally meet again. And the power of sisterly love thaws Anna's heart, thus saving Norway and causing the first spring.
I guess I didn't know much about history.